These are the stories
My little girl, she's changing lives just by being herself.
of organizations and people making a difference.
When you first tell someone about adaptive wheelchair boxing, it doesn't sound real.
And empowering others
It saved my life. It saved my life.
across Canada
I scored my first goal in my first blind hockey game.
in our community.
This is Marie Webb. Marie is a fashion and textile designer. Marie was born with Down syndrome. I think having Down syndrome has given Marie some challenges, but it's also given her some special gifts.
My name is Marie Webb. I totally design hair clothes.
She usually starts with a pretty bold gesture of some kind, and then she'll start to refine it a little bit more. She often kind of goes at it with a heavy Sharpie marker, and she will not erase. She'll just keep drawing and drawing and drawing. Once she's kind of done the black and white part, she'll go in at it with color. Might start with a big stack of markers with about 300 or 400 markers on one side. She'll take the marker, she'll pick a color, and she'll do a certain area, and then she'll put it on the side. The drawing isn't done until that stack of 300 markers is over on this side, and then she'll scrawl her title across the top of it. I'm Renee Forrestal. I'm Marie's mom. I'm an artist and art educator, wearing a white linen shirt with Marie's scarf. It's called Snake Guts. It's a yellow and black in the print.
My name is Nick Webb, and I would describe myself as a retired art educator. I got a jacket on today because you were coming, right? First time for about 4 months. I'm Marie and Millie's dad. She's always been curious, observant. She doesn't miss very much that goes on around her. And in this house, and with her extended family, like her grandfather, Tom Forrestal, art has kind of been everywhere.
Marie grew up in a household full of art. The only start point that I can remember for Marie was at age 5 months when she did her first drawing.
She's tried to look for ways of communicating, which were very difficult for her if you only use language, until she got to the point where she realized that whatever she did on a piece of paper could communicate with somebody else.
After she did her first drawing, it just developed, naturally, as everybody does, except one difference with Marie that I noticed is her prolific output. I've never seen anybody produce the amount and the diversity that she produces. What surprised me with Marie was the fashion design and the textile design, that was something that just evolved out of her work. It stuns me.
My name is Marie Webb. I'm Marie's sister. I'm kind of the grayscale version of her. I wear a lot more dark colors than she does and a lot more gray. Growing up with Marie, we all knew that she liked to draw on images of people, or even to cut up little pieces of fabric and tie them around Barbies and make them little outfits.
Got to the point where when we got back from work, we didn't really know what was going to be there on the page. Could be anything. Until the day that she wrapped one around herself, one of her big drawing paintings, and said, I want to wear my stuff. Renee, my wife, thought, well, I wonder if we could take one of those drawings or paintings and make it. If we could get to the point where we could turn her drawings into clothing of some kind, then she would have an opportunity to present herself to other people and feel good about it.
Marie frequently visits the studio of her grandfather, Tom Forrestal, where they share quality time strengthening their art forms together.
The Tom Forrestal Studio.
The studio's a bit of a clutter, but that's the way studios are, I guess. A lot of this stuff has got to be sorted out. I'm Thomas Forrestal, and I've been an artist ever since being a kid, a child. I've been an artist for 75 years now. Rennie is an artist, and Nick is an artist, and I'm an artist. So I think Marie had a great environment as far as art goes and the visual art. She saw it all around her. They would come over here and I'd be working on a painting and I'd give Marie the brush and she'd very carefully add her bit to it. I said, it stays there, and you did it. It was rather a very relaxed, easygoing affair. Oh, there we are, there's Marie, there we are. Come on over with me, dear. There we are. We're just talking about you and all your stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
My grandfather is a painter.
And you've done some in here in my studio with me.
Yes, with you.
Yeah.
When she gets on a roll, she gets on a roll, and there's just no stopping it. And I think it's a really amazing example for any artist to sit and observe how she works.
Most of us, mere mortals, are interrupted, but Marie, she's able to stay focused. That is a marvelous ability she's able to have. Of course, Rennie and Nick and all of them are able to keep her on track.
After Marie had graduated from high school, there wasn't any opportunities for her to go to university at the time. She couldn't go to NASCAD because they just didn't accept it. She was on an IPP, so it's like, don't even bother applying.
NASCAD University, the Nova Scotia College of Arts and Design, is a leading arts university in Halifax. Students with an individualized program plan, or IPP, are given the right strategies to learn effectively. However, this approach may overlook the potential and talent of individuals with disabilities.
My mom started finding ways to get money to help with the production of her products that she's been designing for so long. Once that started happening, more and more people started getting excited about what she was creating, and I knew right away that it was going to be a big deal.
Some people describe it as stained glass windows, but there's just a lot of color and a deliberate use of color, which is kind of cool.
Everything makes Marie's designs stand out. They're so loud and colorful, and that's what makes them wonderful.
I remember one time it was the summer and you came up with the idea. You said to me, yep, lemonade stand design. I was confused and I said, what do you mean?
Marie was talking about wanting to start a lemonade stand, and my mom thought that she meant literally a lemonade stand. We eventually understood that she wanted to create fashion designs and call it lemonade stand designs.
And then finally I caught on. I said, oh, that's the name of your business.
Yeah, my name of my business.
She got a Canada Council grant to work on a kimono design project with Jenny Shi and then Aya Okamura from Japan, and she designed on kimonos. And then after that, she started to design all of these pretty outrageous looking clothes and things that defied gravity, or things that I guess anybody typically designing would stop and say, wait a minute, this isn't gonna work, or what are we gonna make this out of? Or she has none of that. She just kind of find an inspiration and then she'll go ahead and do it.
Our Community will return after the break. We now return to Our Community.
My name is Solita Natasha Short. I'm originally from the Caribbean, so I bring that flavor as well to my personality and also my appearance.
We met with Solita from Soli Productions last year, and bam, so Solita said, I want to get you guys involved right away. She came to the studio, saw Marie's work and recognized what was going on. And she looked at us, she said, I want to take her to New York Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week. She said, this girl is hot. So we started working with her right away.
When I think of Marie's work, I think of an explosion of color. It's not trapped in any particular standard. She is beyond any limitations. For me, Marie brings life and color to fashion.
So Marie's been to a few model calls now, and the one we went to for New York Fashion Week, I think there were 40 auditions, and that was kind of fun.
They're representing your brands, they're representing Nova Scotia, they're representing Soli Production. So if you like them enough, just put the asterisk by their name.
Got all the com cards, like we were going through them all, and I said, okay, we got to pick, you know, so many of them. Like at first I said, we got to pick 10. And I thought, okay, maybe we got to pick 20. Anyway, so Marie sat down, she had picked some out. And I thought, wow, this is great. I thought, she's picked the models. And I started looking through the stack. I thought, oh my God, she won every model. She picked all 40. I thought, okay.
After being invited to New York, NASCAD professor Lisa Hamilton recognized the opportunity for the students to work with Marie on this project and offered Marie a job as an artist in residency at the university.
Once we started to talk about Marie going to New York Fashion Week, what an opportunity this would be, I think, for NASCAD students to work with her and for Marie to be a resident artist there. It really showed Marie, gosh, you know, this is where I've been aiming to go. She's been talking about going to NASCAD, God, for almost like 8 or 9 years now.
My name's Lisa Hamilton, and I am short. I have long black hair. I have brown skin. I am very freckly, and I'm middle-aged. Marie is a very vibrant person. She's intensely creative. She just makes and makes, and she keeps going.
So Marie is looking fantastic, as always. Marie has on a tank top that is made with her lemon print. Yeah, the lemon print fabric. And it's white, and there's gray, and there's yellow lemons on it. And then Marie's also wearing pants that are made with a fabric that is her design as well. RuPaul Drag Race pants. So what we can see is we've got some purple pants, and they've got, is this RuPaul's face? Yeah. You know, am I tickle? Am I tickling?
My name is April. Well, I'm white, and I have a brown bob. And my favorite color is pink, so you'll often see me wearing pink. Marie's style for designing is very colorful and pieces that don't necessarily make sense in real life.
As a designer, Marie needs nothing from us. But I think what's really exciting about the collaboration is that she's seeing these students and myself really interpret those designs, tell her what we see, but we're telling her visually. We're telling her with materials and with samples and with three-dimensional pieces what it is we see. And so Marie can help us understand whether we're interpreting her correctly.
So my name is Massey. I'm a fashion designer, but I don't wear like weird clothes. I always wear whatever I like. For Marie's design, we always try to make a mock-up first to make sure that's the thing that Marie wants.
A lot of the work we've been doing so far is experimenting with different fabrics because we have to determine what matches her vision in the real world.
Each design is tailored to the chosen model, and prototypes must be fitted. Today, we have Chrissy in the studio for her fitting.
Massey, who's designed this beautiful prototype, we can see we've marked in exactly where Chrissy's waist is, but we can see that if we just move this line a little bit, what it starts to do in that front panel is we move it in towards the center, it comes out at the knee, and then when we have that mermaid tail, it sort of shoots off again. So we've got a really kind of pretty S-curve is what we're looking at. The front of the skirt is made up of 3 panels, and that's where we're getting that, like, there's a beautiful sort of mermaid fishtail at the bottom. And when I'm just doing it right now is taking a look at the lines we've created and seeing where we might want to shift them because they could be maybe a little bit more interesting if we shift them to really match Chrissy's body.
So since she first saw the studio that she would be getting to use at NASCAD, she hasn't stopped drawing at all. She creates a lot of work for all of us.
I see her now with a real drive and a real push to learn more, to expand more. She decided that this was her job now. She was all lined up to do therapeutic ride at the Lancers and all kinds of Special Olympic things and things with Team Possible. She was like, nope, I am designing. I'm done with team. I am now a designer. I don't need to ride horses anymore.
Our Community will return after the break. We now return to Our Community.
I think what Marie is responding to at NASCAD is that sense of respect and being an equal with other artists, which I think is really great, and it's been a long time coming for her.
I think having Marie being the team leader in this project, I think is really exciting because it means that Marie also sets our pace. That may mean that it challenges some of the ways that we've gotten so used to working. Now we're going to work in a different way, and we're going to let Marie tell us how this moves. So I think that's always beneficial.
Marie isn't always in the studio, but when she is, it's really fun. Sometimes we can be struggling, and then we remember that our boss is Marie, and she's like the best boss.
She is so talented. When you work with her, there is no pressure. You're not gonna be nervous at all. I don't want to work with someone who is like so cranky and she doesn't want to talk to you, but Marie is different. Marie is so kind.
We don't see this kind of work in other places. She just has a really unique perspective that I think could push other designers and inspire other designers in a really profound way.
Marie is very obviously testing the boundaries of what's possible and what's not. It's going to be inspiring for a lot of people to see how Marie works so effortlessly to create such unique and exciting pieces that can be brought to life with the right people.
Marie's work and her designs come from her life experience. And so all of these pieces tell bits of her story. And I think that sometimes people with disabilities, parts of their lives are discounted, or people are seen as maybe a little bit more one-dimensional. And I think when we look at the work that Marie's doing, it is full of beauty. Sometimes it's full of pain. It's full of crushes. It's full of the things that she's interested in.
That for me is something that I will always take away from this connection with Marie and with the team as well, because again, there's a machine behind Marie and Lemonade Stand, and see how hard they work and see how hard Marie is working as well for her.
Marie and Renee have been invited to speak at the 2024 National Conference for the Canadian Society of Education Through Art at the Canadian Museum of Immigration.
Thank you, everybody, for having us here today. I'm really thrilled to be here. I feel like I'm with family. It really moves my heart, and I feel like I'm with my people. Lisa Hamilton invited Marie this year to be the artist in residence at NASCAD University. Yeah, go Marie. You want to come up, Marie? So Marie was invited on her merits and all of her work that she's done over the years to bring her art, bring her designs, and work with some of the best fashion students that work at NASCAD. They helped to select a collection with Marie. So Lisa Short is organizing 2 runways for Marie for New York Fashion Week. And
thank you, the board.
But I can't say enough about what Lisa Hamilton has done. She's really created a major breakthrough at NASCAD, and it's a huge milestone for both NASCAD and for Marie. This is not just about Marie, okay? It's not just about one little person with a dream, but it's about all of us collectively, how we support each other as artists and art educators. By virtue of telling the story, and by virtue of how these pieces will go out as ambassadors to tell stories and to understand that we're all sharing in this wonderful creative journey with each other It's one thing to look at the pictures and images of the fashions. It's another thing to really experience them. So you could roll that.
Marie comes to life as her chosen models take to the stage, showcasing her stunning designs. Every piece seems to embody the effort of each part of Marie's team. It is so heartwarming to see the group dance, hug, and celebrate their success, radiating joy and gratitude.
My hopes and dreams for Marie's future would be that she has more support to just live a normal life. Also, more people recognize how amazing her work is and that she becomes a millionaire from it.
People with Down syndrome, you know, they age quickly. And so it's important, I think, to strike while the iron's hot and for her to get in while she's healthy and young.
I don't care about the forward part. It's just the moving part. As long as she keeps exploring, you know, I don't care whether it's that way or that way, you know. She's doing it on her own, and since I've already decided that I haven't got a chance of understanding what's behind it, all I wanted to do is to keep doing what she wants to do.
I just really hope that Marie will have a healthy, long enough life that she can see her work come to fruition and be able to celebrate the hard work that she's put in. I know that she can live to see it all. Everybody deserves their time in the sun, you know? And yeah, this is her time.
Produced by Trison Pictures, Inc., directed by Joey Chapman, Claire Fraser, director of photography, Claire Fraser, camera operators, Devin Pennick-Riley, Robbie Lockery, sound, Liam Jordan, post-production, Colin McDonald, Ben Creelman, Claire Fraser, narrator, Mark Phoenix, integrated described video consultant, Ron Rickford, supervising producer, Jennifer Johnson, content development specialist, Karen McGee, director, content development and production, Kara Nye, Vice President, Content Development and Operations, John Melville. President and CEO, David Arrington. Copyright 2024, Accessible Media, Inc.
An AMI original production.